Hi, Mr. Delgado. Hold on.
Recording in progress.
Ready, sir. Carlos? Okay, we're not going into open session, ma'am, and what time is it?
It is 7:04.
7:04. Let's go to item 6A. Oh, wait, let's wait for Ms. Carlos. What happened? You got it, okay. Right, so now, do we have another one? Do we have another one?
No, I don't have it.
Well, let's see if it dries. Do you have a fan? Circulating fan, that'll dry it up quick. Yeah, it's okay, we don't need it yet.
Put it in the dryer.
We don't need it yet, man. It's just that part right there needs to dry up. I don't know how it leaked.
¿Eh?
Leaked? The plate?
¿De veras?
Yeah.
Poquito, pero ese,
Ese es el nombre de esos de
ya por donde firmamos, no.
gay room.
Mejor lo trabajo mojado de hombro.
A man is
And it's the proven.
and I just can't.
Something.
I thought you did.
Item 6A, consideration to approve the employment of new professional staff, ma'am.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the employment of new professional staff as discussed in close.
Motion.
Motion made by VP Cruz Mata to recommendation. There a second?
Second.
Second made by member Sam Houston. All right, any comments or questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sir? 6. Okay, motion passes unanimously, 6-0. B, consideration to approve the employment of new at-will staff. M.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees consider the approval of employment of new at-will staff as discussed and closed.
Motion.
Motion made by VP Cruz Mata to recommendation. There a second?
Second.
Second made by member Sam Houston. All right, comments, questions? All right, going to take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 4, 5, 6. Motion passes unanimously. 0. Okay, consent action items. We have A, consideration to approve the minutes for the board meetings held on August 14, 2023, which is a special meeting. Special meeting of August 17, 2023. Public hearing of August 28, 2021. Oh, that should be 23, ma'am. Okay, make sure it's 2023. And the August 28 regular meeting, 2023. And also we have consideration to approve the monthly bills. This is subject to consent action, one way or the other.
Can we take them by the items and then the bills?
So you want to go with the minutes first?
The minutes first.
Okay.
I have a question. I mean, but once we make the motion,
All right, is there a motion?
I motion.
A motion made by Secretary Ray Reynosa to approve the minutes as presented. Second? Second made by VP Cruz. Okay, discussion?
I have a question. Negrones, on page 92 of the minutes, we approved several professionals. And we approve them, and were those people ready to start working? Or, for example, the vice principal that was approved for Lorenzo Zavala, my understanding that she's still in Fly Junior High. When will she go to Zavala?
Mr. Alvarado?
Sir, so she is approved by you all, but we gotta wait for the waiver to be approved by TA. So we submitted it the last time with our other AP. It took about 20 days for us to hear back from TA that it was approved. So it'll be about that timeline.
What about, I mean, we also approve other staff members.
Sir, at this point, sir, we're talking about approving the minutes as presented, sir.
Oh, yeah, I'll bring it up this way. So, we're looking at how much time?
About 20 days.
About
That's the
20.
last time. That's how much it took last time. It can take a little bit less.
But you don't see a problem, right?
No,
Okay.
From 20 days from the time that
I was-
we approved for the waiver.
that it was submitted. Y'all approved it on Friday. We submitted on Monday.
Is that 20 business days or 20 actual days?
Actually.
Including weekends or no? Including weekends or work days?
Yes, yes.
So as soon,
The point again, sir, is that just to approve the minutes, make any corrections, and that's as far as it needs to go.
okay, I withdraw my motion. For a second.
Any other comments or questions in reference to the minutes? There was a motion, there was a second, so now at this time, we're going to take a vote. In favor, raise your hand to approve. Motion passes unanimously, 6-0. B, consideration to approve the monthly bills for August 2023. Questions or motion?
A motion.
Motion made by Secretary Ray to approve.
Second.
Second made by VP Mata. That is your recommendation, ma'am. You doing it?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
That was the that was gonna be your recommendation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the motion and second has been made. All right, let's go. Any comments or questions? All right, let's go and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 3, 4, 5, 6. Motion passes 6-0. Let's go to action items. A, discussion action to approve an agreement for the purchase of attendance credits option 3 agreement and to delegate contractual authority to the superintendent. At this time, I'm going to ask that we table this item and that we are going to have a special meeting for this.
I was gonna recommend that.
Or you're going to recommend it? Okay.
Well, I mean,
All right.
I motion that we.
Okay, so there is a motion by Secretary Ray Is that to table? We'll probably be having a meeting sometime this week, as early as we can. There a second? Second, okay, second.
Table.
Table, which one?
Table, you second, ma'am?
8.
Okay, Cruz. Seconded by VP Cruz Mata. Any comments, questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, passes 6-0 to table. B, discussion action to approve a board resolution extending bank depository contract 2017-2019 for the third additional two-year term, the biennium September 1st, 2023 through August 31st, 2025. Ma'am?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the board resolution extending bank depository contract for the third additional two-term biennium, September 1st, 2023 through August 31st, 2025. This is an ongoing contract that we have with the bank,
Yes, ma'am.
Zavala County Bank.
Is there a motion to that effect? Motion. Motion made by VP Cruz Mata to approve the recommendation. Is there a second? Second made by Member Peggy Young. Any comments or questions? All right, let's go and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motion passes 6-0. Okay, C, discussion action to approve the engagement letter for audit services for the year ending August 31st, 2023. Ma'am?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the engagement letter for audit services from Eden Company, which is also an annual.
Motion.
Been made by VP Cruz Mata to approve the recommendation. Is there a second?
I'll make it.
Second made by Member Peggy Young. Comments or questions? All right, all those in favor, raise your hand. In favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motion passes 6-0. Okay, discussion action to award the proposal for the 2023-2024 school year for the purchase and services of the listed request for proposals. Ma'am?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees award the following proposals as submitted, giving the district the flexibility of purchasing from several vendors when an item or service is not available or is of a lower quality from the vendor with the lowest price. These are annuals also.
Okay, motion made by VP Cruz.
O'Neill, so.
Monday, can we have a second before we have discussion? Do you second?
I'll second.
Oh, second made by Secretary Ray Espinosa. All right, ma'am, discussion? Okay.
So nothing we talked about earlier will be on this list yet? Okay.
Ma'am, the list is in our packet, follows the order of these bids,
Yes.
Yes.
so we're approving those?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just want to clarify. All right, any other comments or questions? All right, let's take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motion passes 6-0. Item E, discussion action to approve the committee members for the following campus committees: the LPAC, SBDM, SHAC, attendance and textbook swimming committees for the 2023-2024 school year. That's as a whole and by campus, right?
Correct. These are also annuals.
And then what is your recommendation?
Recommendation is,
Are you recommending that we approve the district and campuses?
yes, sir. The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the committee members for the following committees: LPAC, SBDM, SHAC, attendance, and textbook committees for the 23-24 school year.
Motion.
Motion made by VP Cruz Mata to approve the recommendation. Is there a second?
Second.
Second made by Member St. Houston.
I have discussions
Okay.
on one or two.
All right.
Do we have the complete Ms. Duran, do we have the complete list from all the campuses?
No, we were missing a committee by high school.
You got some,
Yeah, I got, from,
SPDM is coming.
and Benito Juarez, we have the,
but there's still some missing.
Ms. Garcia, do we have any missing?
yeah, the missing two.
I want to say that I don't have it with me, but, Lorenzo de Zavala needs to submit, attendance and testing.
We can approve the ones that are submitted, and we can bring them back at the special meeting. But on the, let me see.
We got DTR, we have Benito Juarez, we have Sterling.
On Crystal City, on discussions, on Crystal City High School, we have Annette Salazar as a parent. And I
Bless you.
think if you're an employee of the district, you can serve as a parent in the end. I don't know, is it
What campus, sir?
high school? You have
Oh, but I don't have the high school one.
high school isn't a fact.
Oh, wait, okay.
I don't know if it changed, but as far as I can remember, you're an employee of the district, not serve as a parent.
This is a PDM, okay. Question on that?
And then I have another question or comment. And this is for high school in Zavala. On Zavala, in high school, we have in the committee, Rina Puentes administrator. In Zavala, we have Rina Puentes campus level professional. So
Which one?
you have three more. Right.
Yes, sir.
So she'll go to high school, right?
Correct.
And at Benito Juarez, we have a teacher by the name of George Palacios. And at high school, we have a teacher by the name of George Palacios Jr.
Yes.
That son,
Yeah, father and son.
father, son. So those are my concerns, corrections, or whatever.
Noted.
And by the next meeting, I mean, if we meet on this meeting, Ms. Rones.
Yes, sir.
By then,
We'll update the committees.
the campus that haven't submitted,
So,
so we can approve.
So we have,
Cruz and Sam, you want to amend your motions to that effect and second? That the ones we're gonna approve are the ones that were presented and the other campus, talking about the campus committees, they.
Corrections?
To the special meeting.
No, as presented.
as presented.
As presented.
I'll make another motion or?
No, I just have to,
Okay, no, that's
Make
fine.
the clarification.
That's fine.
okay. All right, any other comments or questions? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand.
Aye.
6, yes. Okay, F, discussion action to approve the CCISD District Improvement Plan for the 2023-2024 year.
So I'm gonna make a recommendation that we table it. I know, I mean, we didn't get it, and then I think it was to us. And
It's a lengthy read.
by the time that I tried to pull it out, I mean, I haven't read anything. And maybe we can bring it also
Thursday.
Thursday. Because I mean, I would like to write it, just, read it. So I'm making a motion.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
So motion on the floor made by Secretary Ray to table, item F, to the next, meeting, which I believe will be Thursday.
Correct.
Is there a second to that effect?
Second.
Okay,
I agree.
second made by VP Mata. Comments or questions?
I do have a,
And this is to table.
Table, and just,
I'm sorry, but we won't be able to have a meeting on Thursday. There's not enough time to post.
Friday?
Friday,
It would be for Friday, yes.
well,
Yeah,
Noon, okay.
can we set it up during that time?
Yes, sir.
Will you be able to make it, sir?
yes, sir.
What time?
At noon?
12?
bring your own lunch.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you okay?
Okay.
For the meeting, yes, but I have
Just have another comment in reference to
in
F?
reference to the plan, under, policy local BE, it states that, the board member must receive the prior, minutes of the, test meetings and also submit at least
72 hours.
72 hours before the meeting to us, the material for review. Now, sometimes we're getting it late, I know, I mean, somebody's not submitting their information on time, well, because that's under policy, local,
Really noted?
with time, I mean, especially on those big items.
Any other comments or questions?
Yes, I have a comment, or actually a question. The results for last year's, are we ever gonna get those results?
Those are not released until September the 26th and 28th.
Okay, all right.
All right, let's go and take a vote. All those in favor to table F, raise your hand. 2, 4, 5, 6, motion passes 6-0 to table. Item G, discussion action to approve the campus performing goals and objectives for 2023-2024 school year. Ma'am,
Sure.
are they connected with the
They
improvement plan?
Yes, sir. So you might want to consider tabling those two.
Is there a motion to table these since they go hand in hand with the improvement plan?
I'll make it.
Okay, motion made by member Peggy Young to table.
Second.
Second made by VP Cruz. And this is to table.
For Friday,
Yes, sir.
At noon. Okay. Go ahead. Any other comments or questions? All right, let's go and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Motion passes 6-0. Now, an informational discussion, A, superintendent's report, agenda items for next board meeting, and then 45-minute lunch schedule. Ma'am.
The principals and the instructional coaches will give us a brief presentation on first week of school, beginning with Dr. Tomas Rivera.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
You can just touch it from here once you have it.
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to get the slideshow thing at the bottom. There you go. I couldn't see it. Sorry.
So I can just touch it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to start with at the beginning of when the teachers came in for the first 2 weeks, one of the things that we focused on was the mission and vision for Dr. Tomas Rivera. And our vision is play, learn, grow together. And the mission is, at DTR, all campus stakeholders will work together to provide a safe, positive, and inspiring learning environment that strives for continuous improvement, fosters a love of learning, and ensures that every student is able to achieve success. So during those first 2 weeks, one of the things that we did is we kind of defined, coming from secondary, when I hear the word play, to me, at least in my high school secondary years, it's not very, productive. What do you mean play? So being at that campus last year, Dr. Tomas Rivera, well, it's not play as in just play. And so we did this activity with the staff where what does the play in our vision, what does it look like at DTR? How does this help students and why is this important? So what does it look like? Fun, exciting, enjoying, happy, problem solving, sharing and caring. And then another group, what does it look like? Stations, centers, hands-on learning, conversations, exploration, joy, inclusion, excitement. So that's play. Then we looked at learn. What does this look like at DTR? Circle time, acquiring knowledge and using it in everyday life. How does this help the students? The teacher introduces, the teacher models, working together, rewarding, self-esteem to advance academic abilities. Why is this important? It helps them learn skills by watching teachers. It builds character. And again, this is the teachers, we did the group activities and these were the teachers' responses. So for grow, what does that look like? Grow and develop physically, mentally, and academically. Mentally is, of course, socially. We want our kids coming in happy. As we know, if the kids are in a good state of mind, if they're happy, then they can bring in all of that learning and they'll retain it better. So grow-wise is important. Grade level mastery. To become successful, it is what they need to succeed in life. To prepare for the next grade level. Self-esteem. And that's very important even with our little ones. As we all know, there can be a lot of anxiety. If our students don't feel confident in what they're learning, their self-esteem can, of course, be affected by that. So the first weeks at DTR, some of the things that we've observed, the students have made progress adjusting to the school and the classroom setting. Coming in as a 3, 4, or 5-year-old to a building with all these adults, and I mentioned to one of our staff members, because they're so tiny, it's like we're like giants to them. They don't, and we're not their family, we're not their home, but they have made progress in coming into our schools. The mornings are running smoother and with less crying. Again, there's a lot of anxiety, we're kind of taking them away from, their parents drive them up, and then there's a stranger opening the door and whisking them away. So there's a lot less crying, they've built a lot more trust with the staff. Our classroom lines are coming together. Students have gotten into the routine of walking in a straight line, staying in line, paying attention, focusing in the line. And that's all in the upper grades following procedures and expectations. The drop-offs and pickups are smoother. It is always very, very rough at the beginning, but it's a lot smoother this week. Students are participating more actively in learning. Now that they are building trust with the staff, they're able to cooperate and participate in the centers, and the red carpet time. Students are sitting on the carpet attentively. Students are following the routines in the cafeteria and at lunchtime. They have breakfast in the classroom and snacks in the afternoon. So all of that those routines are again coming along well. Teachers are utilizing the Remind app to communicate with parents. That's one of the first things in our Parents' Night. Here's our Remind app, please sign up. And so there's a lot of back and forth communicating with the parents. Parent-teacher relationships are being established for learning. Character counts lessons with Counselor Olvera. She does have specials where she takes a group of kids and she rotates through all of our students. And we have the pillars out in the hallway. And so she'll take them out and she's, this is what we discussed and this is what we're learning. Students are transitioning well from one activity to the next. And this is a very tough one. Whether we're going from the classroom to recess or from the classroom to PE or just from one center to another. To a child, it's like, I'm having fun here. What do you mean I have to stop and now go somewhere else? And so they can get upset or they can cry. But they are getting in the habit of that. Okay, now we're going to transition. So our students are doing better with that. Students are building positive relationships with peers and teachers. The staff is becoming familiar with students and families. At the lunch duty, the students will walk by every day. And so I'm the one holding the door for them. And as they're walking by, I would always say, have a good lunch, have a good lunch. And at first they kind of just look at me like, adults don't talk to kids. But now, after like the 3rd or 4th day, they're walking by and I can be talking to someone and it's like, have a good lunch, have a good lunch. So they will also model all of those activities with us too. So again, they're becoming very familiar with us. I was at HEB earlier today, and a student, that's my teacher. So they know me even outside of the school. And so then we just included some pictures. They're working in their centers. 9/11, they did some activities today. And so if you've never been in an elementary class, here's one center, here's another center, they rotate. This is in our library. So they get to enjoy books. Another one of their centers during our recess. Another one of our tabletop work. More work, learning their letters, and starting with the letter S. Manipulatives, and during our break breaks, they all have to get up and move around, including the teacher. Then 9/11, again, they were doing some activities. And this is a pre-K4 classroom, and they already start working on grammatical structures and sentence structures. The teacher leading the discussion. And then again, working in the center, and then working in the center.
How is the 3-year-old program coming?
Say that again?
The 3-year-old program.
They're very small. I think it is coming very well.
How many kids do you have enrolled?
We have, I want to say close to 50.
50.
Around 50. I know we got a new one today, so I want to say around the 50 mark.
That's a combination of daycare and instruction.
Yes, half a day they're in pre-K, half a day they're in daycare. I think it's very much developmentally. Some students, and again, it depends if they just turned 3, are they, have they been 3 already are they close to 4? Then of course those students will grasp things more than our newly 3-year-olds. But for the most part, they do pick up, but it's just different. It's you can't compare like in high school. So everybody should be here and everybody should know here. A very young 3-year-old is still very much learning, and versus an older 3-year-old, they can pick up quicker. And it's just developmentally, they're just more ready for it.
Let me ask another question. On the 3-year-old program, I mean, they have to be 3-year-old, 3 years by September the 1st, like like in first, I mean, if in order to be in kindergarten, you have to be blank by does that apply also to the 3-year-old programs?
Yes.
And what if they're a special ed student?
It depends on the art.
The art will decide if
You have ECI.
Mr. Mayor, what is your attendance rate today?
I believe we have some absent, close to 300. So I don't know the actual percentage, but I know 20-some. I know Friday was a bad day, but today
It's probably in here. It's probably in here. It's just, I know in the past, parents haven't taken that level very seriously, like, oh, they don't have to go, it's not school, kinder.
Right. When we do call, just like all the other campuses, because they are required, it is mandatory. Once they register the student, it is required that they attend school. This year we do have a truancy officer. She's already been making calls really since the very first week of school. So we're really working on improving that. But I know that, like, I've told parents at parents meeting, because even like my own family members have said, oh, you're at that school, it's a daycare, they're not really learning anything. And I'm like, excuse me, yes, they are learning a lot. This is where they're learning to be a student. This is where they're learning to read, where they're learning to count.
Everything you learn in kindergarten.
Yes. So a lot of it is perception, and changing that perception with our parents in our communities. Not really changing it, but just getting them to see the benefit and the value of the students attending every day and learning. In pre-K, they have guidelines, and then in kinder, they have the TEKS. So just making sure our role is to help those students master those guidelines or those TEKS. And so communicating with the parents, it's important that the students are attending daily. And, some of the stuff that we discussed, the crying, if they attend daily, that's a structure. And so that actually helps the student emotionally and socially, because, okay, I know this is my routine, this is what I'm going to do. So I think also just for the child, him or herself, it's important that they do attend daily. An additional.
Very positive, thank you.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
About how many classes people go to PE per period?
1.
One class only?
Yes. For our campus, it's just 1 class. We have different, so for example, the specials, which is one of them is the PE. It's either they go to PE, they go to the library, they go to the computer lab, they go to fine motors, and the other one is gross motors.
Can I come out of retirement? I used to have 6 classes.
Well, it turns out that that wasn't best practice.
And you provide equipment and buy equipment
Yes.
for them, they know, they
Well,
go
as
to
you
you
know,
whatever they need.
yes, we share the gym with LDC, and so the equipment is there, and they have an office, and they,
But if they need something else, you will provide it.
yes,
But you all have your own PE?
yes.
coach?
Yes, we coordinated the time slot, so when we're not there, they're there, when they're there.
You have your own PE
Yes,
teacher?
but it's only one class at a time. And then with our little ones, it's very good.
Yeah, I mean,
She was my principal.
Who was your principal?
Thank you, Ms. Bermejo.
Leave her alone.
You had 8 classes at a time. Ms. Lopez, DTR, Zavala Elementary.
guys are their bodyguards of the principals, or are you the bodyguards of the principals?
We're the coaches for the principals.
Our vision is learning together, achieving together. If you've been on Facebook, we've been hashtagging that all over the place. As we started off the school year, like the teachers, we got together and we came up with our vision and mission statement. And the first 2 weeks of school looks like, first of all, Unified for Success. We started off with walkthroughs. Our LDZ ICs, I'm sure you already know, Ms. McNeil is our science instructional coach, Ms. Tapia is our math instructional coach, and Ms. Jones is our reading instructional coach. And here they are, they conducted walkthroughs the first 2 days. They've completed iStation. They just sent out the reports for, that data has been provided already. They just sent out those reports today, and who still needs to be completed, but they have been going regularly to the campus, providing that feedback and meeting with the teachers. And so they've also held a cabinet meeting that first week, second week of school. They held a cabinet meeting there at Zavala Elementary. What the district is doing, I'm sure you all know that as well, is they're, instead of holding their cabinet meetings here at the administration building, they're going to the campuses, and then after they have their cabinet meeting, they go and they have walkthroughs and they provide feedback regarding safety, instruction, and organizational effectiveness. So there's a lot of learning going on already. The teachers hit the ground running. So one activity, learning together, students in first grade work individually and collaboratively to strengthen their phonics, reading, and writing skills. So we have them in rotations, working on writing, they're working on their phonics, more phonics here, and some more writing there. Students in second grade, fast practice writing and sketching any given number in 4 ways: standard form, pictorial models, expanded form, and word form. Additionally, students work on place values. So the expectation this year is that they will have to be writing in all subject areas and including math. So responding to their learning in a complete sentence as well. Students in third grade classes practice their doubles math facts to build on their addition fluency. They set goals as to how many addition problems they can complete in a minute, and they challenge themselves. Like, I completed 14 right now in this first minute. I'm gonna try and complete maybe 15 the next minute. So they're setting goals and challenging themselves. So students also work on expanded notation. Oh, well, I had updated one, but we also managed to have cafecitos con abuelitos, and I did have some pictures of some grandparents that joined cafecitos with abuelitos. It went smoother than I'm sure you remember, Mr. Bonilla, last year. we decided to just invite everybody at the same time, and we said, come on, everybody, we're here, we're open, no more COVID, and oh my gosh, I mean, we had a great turnout, but it was just a lot to handle, and this year it went a lot smoother, it was calmer, we did it by grade levels, so everybody enjoyed it.
And you make a change for next year?
Yes, I will.
Chocolate instead of coffee?
Chocolate.
Instead of coffee? I don't drink coffee.
Yes, sir.
How many classes do you send to PE prepare?
We send, for fourth grade, we send 4 classes, and for third grade, we send 3 classes. For first and second, we send 3 classes.
Y'all spoil the coaches too much.
They do have.
And they know how to get equipment. I mean, if they need new equipment, they know how to get it from you, go to you, and you will provide.
We just purchased, last year, a lot of equipment for them.
Ms. Lopez, those 3, I don't know what their name is. They're ICs, those, I mean,
They're assigned to the students, the teachers.
but I mean, do they go on different days, or they might be there all 3 at one day, or what's your schedule?
They just show up. What are y'all doing? No, and we've gotten used to it, the teachers are getting used to it too, and that's something, that's the climate we want to make sure, oh, here we go. That's a climate we want to make sure that the staff gets used to, that we're all going to be there all at the same time. It's just, like I said, mentioned earlier, Unified for Success, we'll have the superintendent, we'll have HR, we'll have federal programs, we'll have ICs at any given time, and it's just something that we want to get used to.
So how, you see that it's working fine?
I welcome the feedback. I believe that it's going to help us improve all around, and the more feedback we get from several areas is only going to be for the better.
So Ms. McNeil is science, language arts, and math.
And so right now, Ms. McNeil, we kind of shifted a little bit her role to, we want to get the students in the lab. So she's going to help with the lab and making sure that all the equipment is there and it aligns with the scope and sequence of science.
So what time do they arrive at the campuses?
They arrive at different times. They look at our schedules, they look at our master schedules, and they check to see, okay, I'm going to go see if it's Robin. I'm going to go see third grade during their ELAR time, so I'm going to go during this time. So I'm going to go see this particular person during this time. I'm going to go there. So they have.
Kind of have their schedule of who they're going to see.
We were given, for the first 3 weeks, we were given domain 3 from T-TEST, which is the learning environment. So we want to make sure that the learning environment they have their classroom management and the procedures set up. So that's what we went in there looking for. And then the teachers that we felt needed coaching, we set up coaching cycles to help them with those, to make sure that they have that set before they can continue with their instruction. So that was what our first 3 weeks focused on, was the classroom environment, the classroom management, the procedures, the rules, the consequences, the transition, like this, I think it was Ms. Benmea that talked about the importance of transitions. So those are the things that we were looking for. And then we, based on our observations, we gathered data, and then we went back and visited the teachers that we felt need more support.
How much input will you have on student assessment?
We hope a lot, since they're instructing all year.
Great. We have to look at our data and advise how to create the assessments. We're helping we're sitting with the teachers and helping them create their assessments.
So you have a clear understanding of the I-stage and.
Yes, sir. And all the reports, the data.
You should invite me to your little hoggies.
We'll all be invited.
Thank you.
I wasn't last year.
Ms. Uravazo?
Oh, but you should have gotten, yes.
Thank you.
It's gonna be a different business.
It's a presentation.
I keep it?
Yes. Keep it.
Okay.
Wait, you have for late?
Okay.
Maybe you have one for late, Mr. Espinosa?
Here you go.
Thank you.
No, no, no.
No.
Okay.
Just wasn't sure if I was gonna be. So. Okay, here we are. You're welcome. So I decided for this presentation that I'd share with you the newsletters that I send to staff on a weekly basis, because they really do kind of encompass a lot of what we've experienced these first few weeks of school. So this was the very first one they got, welcoming them back. I'll try my best to do this and not mess up. And so this just got our year started. It has a theme to it. I always start with great things I noticed the week before, an educational quote.
Oops, sorry.
Thank you.
That was us over here.
Okay.
For the mouse.
Should I use that? That would be much better for me to, yeah. Anywhere right over here? Thank you. All right, so there it is. Okay. So it has this system where they get the, on the docket, what's going on the week that's coming up. You can see, all of the different trainings that we went through, content vertical alignment with our instructional coaches, where our teachers got together, 4th and 5th grade, and RLA teachers, math teachers, et cetera, and look at what they're teaching and are they aligned across the board. And it's really good conversations because they like to talk about the resources, how are we going to teach a lesson, how many minutes should we spend for the whole group or for fluency or for, vocabulary and such. So they have some great conversations where they standardize what they're doing so that all our students get the best education possible. And then on Wednesday, we attended a writing training with Rachel Reina. And that was something that we implemented district-wide last year in the spring. So it was great to have her come back and give the entire staff this time an overview, because our content area teachers were also a part of that. So we actually started today implementing Rachel Reina during our MTSS, which is like our what I need period. It's based on what the students need. So those that didn't need to be pulled out for gifted and talented or for ESL or for extra phonics type of instruction were able to stay with the teacher and go through Rachel Reina writing kind of activities. So that we started today. The team building, that was a great experience with Region 20. It just, brought the team together, and every campus went through that. We all had so much fun with that. So I wanted to thank Ms. Biones and the district for doing that for us, because it was such a positive way to start the school year. We had fun together. And then on Friday, we had a work day. So teachers got busy getting their classes ready for their open house. So they get some important information. We have school spirit shirts that we were selling to the staff. And then we had the back to school bash. So, we announced that it was the very first school community involvement T-Test Domain 4 event. It wasn't required, but if they could make it, that's a great way to show our parents that we support them and we invite them onto our campus as well. So that was that first week. And then we introduced the upcoming pep rally that LDZ, along with the district, was in charge of putting together this year. So that was a great way to advertise that we were calling them as superheroes to participate. And they always get a pins, tweets, and blogs section where we just share something that we've discovered, whether it's a social media or a blog that a teacher has offering advice. So we purchased this year, purchased items to create a dedicated space for reflection in the classroom, like a reflection corner, a calming corner. So that was a great way to introduce to them what those are for. that is what that is. And then I always share what I'm reading as well with them, just to model, the lifelong learning is something that we do as educators. I'll share with them what I'm currently reading that week or weeks. And that brings us to the end of the first newsletter. This is, oops, okay. I guess I have to give you access to each individually.
They're not in the folder.
I thought I was going to be able to present from my laptop, so I apologize. Let me go ahead and give him access to these. Request, you got it?
It's on the screen.
Do you need to? Just request access right
We
now?
can connect it to
You
the.
can, I think that'd be so much better. Okay.
Just to that.
Or, I'm going to go to one I sent you. Or we'll just go to the source, I'll show you where and actually this is something that I upgraded this year. I implemented this last year. So every week the teachers would get a newsletter. But this year I purchased a license that allows me to have a team of people working on this. So this past Friday was the first time that I trained a group of individuals to help me put the newsletter together, and I felt like I got a lot more great information to add to it. So this was, can you see?
Like frozen.
Yeah. You might have to send it to my. You can see it now?
Is that your laptop?
That doesn't look like it. It is my screen. It just disconnected. Probably.
Oh, it's on the other side.
It might be the back. Turn on, let it down.
Mr. Cavazzo, do you want to just walk us through? Yes.
Yeah, me.
Thank you, yes, because I don't want to take up your whole night. And I promise I won't read the whole thing.
Oh, no, it's a great booklet.
Just a sentence per page.
But it does, like August 19th, last week was a great adventure. I absolutely enjoyed having fun, learning how to write across the conflict areas. And during our team building games, we worked together to learn, solve problems, came up with creative solutions, and we noticed that we all have strengths and can rely upon each other for help to succeed. I know our students are going to feel safe and supported too. The back to school bash was a great success. We met new teachers and we met new students and wished our former students the best at Fly Junior High. Thank you to all the teachers and staff that were able to join. Also, thank you to our office staff for providing the delicious lunch on Friday. It was a thoughtful and delightful surprise. As I look forward to next week, I'm excited to meet our new students, see our returning students again during open house on Wednesday. I know our students are so eagerly excited to meet their teachers. Have a wonderful weekend. And so we had our instructional coaches come by. There it is, perfect, thank you. I love that picture. It's such a nice picture. It was such a nice, thoughtful gift. Thank you so much. So, yeah, we enjoyed having them over, just wishing us the best. So there's the weekly quote, and then some photos of us with our training with Rachel Reina. And you can actually, we won't do it, but we could actually even, you click on the picture and it enlarges. But you can see us having fun, just learning how to apply writing at any content area. So we've got all of our stuff there. So you can see, click on them. So it was a great way for them. I was very proud of everybody, just how willing everybody was to take risks and try something different. You normally don't teach writing if you're a PE teacher or you're a math teacher, but they embraced it. They want to help. That was my group right there. So then, if we look at the weekly overview, that week, a lot of things happened that week. We worked with Lissy Perez just to really discuss our values, make sure that we understand personally what our values are, and then that way, when meeting with other people that we work with, we know where they're coming from. And then how it's important for us to operationalize our values to make sure that everybody knows what we believe in through our actions. And that's what that is about. So we had developed our vision and mission statement last year. So we came together and we decided that we loved what we had, so we weren't going to make any changes, and we introduced our new staff to it. And that was a very busy week, as you can see. We worked with our ICs to finalize instructional pacing calendars. We revised and edited the second March period lesson plans. The district, 3 main strategies that they have stated to us, principles, is that in our teachers' lesson plans, they must have opportunities to reteach based on the data, collaborative practices. We want to see the students actively engaged, having discussions, and then effectively use high-yield strategies. So they've done a great job. That's exactly what they're doing. They're implementing everything that the district, that the board is expecting of them. And PBIS, restorative practice, I don't want to not mention that. That's a great system that we have in place. We came together and we developed a PBIS staff handbook. And in that handbook, it states, why is this strategy an effective strategy? Why is positive behavior and intervention supports effective? And how do we teach the students? Just like we teach them how to read and do math, we also have to teach them behavior. We can't expect that they know, what our rules are, what our expectations are. We have to teach them. So we develop lesson plans so that when we walk in the hallway, this is the expectation. We develop matrices where it says this is what respectful, responsible, kind and safe behavior looks like, and let's do these lesson plans to teach our students what that looks like and what that sounds like in every natural setting of our campus. So we did that the first week the students came back. And then we have a reward system, like a digital token system. So they wear these little cards, PBIS cards, and I can go around with my cell phone because I have the app, and I can scan the card and award a student a point because they are demonstrating one of our Little Haviland citizenship expectations, or I can award the entire class as well. So it's a great way to reinforce the positive behavior, and we always keep in mind the 5-to-1 ratio, 5 positive things to 1 negative thing. So that was. There's a lot more. When I thought about this presentation, I thought, where do I begin? There's so many things. And then I thought, well, I already have it here. And like I said, I won't go through it all with you, but you have the rest of the newsletters here to look through. And I welcome any questions that you might have for me.
You go back and tell your 4th graders the board appreciates that 5,000 points.
Oh,
the first week. I saw that right away.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And we just,
right away.
Thank you. And we just, we've got a lot of football fans, so we are embracing that, and we've got a college going theme on our campus. So every classroom has taken on a university, and they're representing that university and that mascot. So the latest bulletin board that we put up this week, it says scoreboard, and it's got a picture of every single mascot.
Cool.
And so we already told them, based on your attendance, your PIS points, and your grades, you're going to be ranked just like college football teams are ranked.
Get up there.
Yes, we're going to rank. Right. So just to keep, because we know, and I tell this to students and parents and the teachers, we know how fast they grow up. I was at secondary campus for many years as a high school counselor, assistant principal, and principal. with my own child, right, as well, that went through all of those years from elementary to high school. And we know they go by so fast. So the faster we start reinforcing that you're going to college is what we want to do.
Right.
We want to prepare them for high school and beyond.
Who's that on the picture?
This one right here, this is Sean Kane. He's the author of the book that I'm reading. I met him at the TEPSA conference in the summer. So I went to his training, and that's when I got hooked on that book.
Yeah, it's like a police,
Little emblem thing, Yeah, no, he's.
security or something.
Good conference.
It was a great conference. It was a great conference. And I had actually gone to a training of his last year at the other conference, not the TEPSA, but I think it was a TASP that year. So, yeah. Any questions, anything else I could?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
It was a nice book.
Ms. Flanagan?
Questions, Coach? I'll ask for you.
Thank you, Mr. Robaso.
You're welcome.
You're good. You're okay.
Coach Baxter, don't talk about football.
Junior high.
Everybody, I'm Ms. Flanagan, Principal at Junior High. So, my notes are here, so you're not getting a handout. But my campus has been in a crazy state, as you know. Okay, let me tell you why. Okay, so the first 2 days were very smooth. On Wednesday, the third day, we had 2 fire drills. Okay, it was like, fire drill, hey, let's go, fire drill, all right, let's go. And then 30 minutes later, another fire drill. I was like, well, what's going on? Well, then we came to find out that it was the bat situation. The bat situation was causing the fire drills, because it was starting to eat the wires. Okay. So, talking about the bats, that was Wednesday. By 2:30 in the afternoon, we had to release the 6th graders because they could not go back into the building. Okay, so then we sent them home, and they did not come back for Thursday or Friday. So within that time frame, I'm having to meet with the teachers where we are all, discussing all these things, all these ideas. Ms. Jonas with her guidance, she said, Ms. Flanagan, you're gonna have to come up with something, the 4th floor and yada, yada, yada. And I said, yes, ma'am. So come Monday, they all come back. And yes, we had a new schedule for 6th grade only, okay? So I found all the different classrooms that I could find, including like the council's lobby area, the stage in the cafeteria, the library. So I'm utilizing every little movement that I can because 6th grade is totally not usable right now. Okay. So with that being said, we have, that was the first week. The second week, we did the rotation, everything was working out great, okay? And then we have, we got to test the ISIP, okay? Because that is required. So even though we had all of these challenges, we still managed to pass out all the devices. We still managed to find spots for everybody so that they could test. So we were able to be successful with the ISIP. So all of that is done. So, and it's attributed to everybody on the campus. I can't do it by myself, guys, for sure. Okay, it was everybody that helped out. So today I went around and took a couple of pictures that I wanted to show you because this is the staff in action. Here is the cafeteria where we're having to host our band program, okay, because they can't use the band hall, okay? So as you can see, they're taking care of their business, and we've got all the backpacks down here and so on and so forth, but they're taking the band class, okay? Okay, here's the dyslexia class. At that time, she didn't have some students, but this is the Mendoza's class, and this is actually the lobby to the counselor's office. Okay, it's a big room, okay, big enough for the dyslexic group. So I had to, and I'm so thankful with Ms. Mendoza because she, right away, all the staff actually, they all adjusted, okay? And here, and as you can see, we brought them desks because they didn't have no desks, you know, so we made it a classroom and it's working, okay? On to the next one, okay? So then a group, these are our ER teachers, okay? So we have Ms. Over here first. This one is Ms. Rios, Gladys Rios. She's up there doing the lesson and so forth. And they take turns, by the way. They take turns. They're team teaching. So then we have Ms. Gabby Tapia, who is one of our new teachers. Okay, so they, like I said, they take turns. So one of them is teaching, the other one is monitoring, okay, and helping out, and then vice versa. So that's worked out really well. And that whole thing is in the library, the whole class, okay? On to the next one, okay. So here we have Mr. Ondape, who teaches our computer techs, okay? This is computer applications. And they're in the lobby area of the gym, okay? You know, where you actually walk in. That's where they're at. So this is Mr. Tapia, and then Mr. Gallegos is keyboarding class as well. So like I said, I'm using every little space that I could, guys, but it's working. And you can see that the children have their devices, they're doing their work, the teachers are monitoring and assisting. So, okay, let's go to the next one. All right, so here is, one of them is the ISS room, and then the other room is supposed to be the.
Well, these are in the same.
Okay.
Oh, no. Yes, these are in the same room.
Okay.
Messed it up.
Okay, so we were using the ISS room, and then we were using also the lunch detention room. So this is the lunch detention room. I have Ms. Gallegos there. She was teaching the lesson on the 9/11, letting the children know to remember that tragic thing. And Ms. Ravasso is our co-teacher there, and she's sitting at the desk trying to get all the folders ready for the children. So, like I said, everybody has adopted, adjusted, and we're moving on. Okay?
You've adapted and overcome.
Oh, yes, oh, yes. I think we have one done. Is that it? Was that the last one? Yeah, that was the last one, yeah. So, like I said, we're moving on, and we did the ISIP, and we're good to go. Yes.
But you forgot to mention that now you have a vice principal.
A what?
Got to mention that now you have a
I have a vice principal. Oh, yes, of course, now I have a right hand, left hand. We have, Ms. Rodriguez that's assisting me, so thank you for that. Okay, because especially that first week, it was a little hectic, okay? But I did have.
What did I get myself into?
I came in and let them, the schedule was already, and so it's like, here's the new schedule, and I was like, what's the old schedule?
Just keep your white out head.
And we just kept walking and going on. The good thing is that everybody kind of, adjusted really well. The kids, responded really well to the change. There wasn't too much mishap with the.
No, and the other thing that really helped us, and I'm glad now. At first I was like, oh my God, when they're gonna have the IC on campus, oh my God. Well, you know what? Now I have 3 that are helping. So thank you guys. So I have Ms. Garza that showed up over there for the ELAR, and I have Mr. Baxter that helps us out as well, and Ms. Veronica. Okay. So
And very soon you'll be having your second counselor.
Second counselor. I do have a second counselor already.
Already?
Yes, Ms. Rodriguez. I convinced her to
I was
do
from
that.
state, the one.
Yeah, so I do have Maggie Rodriguez, that is my second counselor, so.
Is she working full-time or part-time?
She's working full-time, yes.
Good.
Yeah, so, I mean, I like begged her to come, please come and help me survive this 1 year.
Yes.
So, yes. All right, so like I said, these are my little notes, see, okay.
I just have one question, ma'am.
Yes.
Will the Mustangs come back? The metal ones? I'm talking about the metal ones.
The metal ones.
The ones that were in the middle of that little.
Those are at meetings?
Yeah,
Oh.
They're at meetings?
Are they statues?
Because I remember when I was there, well, that's when that thing was set up, and I think the kids were involved in some fundraisers to do. Put the Mustangs up there.
Right.
You know that area that was between the NX and the Fly Junior High?
Yes,
That-
yes,
I don't even know what it was called anymore, but The Mustangs were up there. I think they need to go back up there somewhere. Go somewhere.
Yeah, we
The
can.
gazebo, there were metal plates that were, welded on the gazebo. We call it a gazebo.
Need to go back somewhere. Gym maybe or somewhere. But good job.
And I'm gonna invite all of you to go to our Mustang football games. You know, they're on Thursdays.
Thank you, Jamie.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Mr. Delgado?
Good afternoon.
Good
I
evening.
apologize, I don't have pictures for you or what have you, but if you look at our Facebook, you can see a lot of pictures of the events that we've been having posted. I guess we have like, something like 480 students right now enrolled. If we hit the mark, we get, we're reaching about 50, maybe 40. We've been trying to be, you know, communicate, be visible, greet all the students every morning, be out there, be welcoming in the rotunda and what have you. The kids have gone through a lot and we want to help them. You know, the ones that ended the year in a negative state, what have you, we just want to help them be more positive, have a better start, what have you. And this, despite the difficulties that we're having with the buildings, like it was mentioned previously, something that's real challenging is that we don't have a PA system working for the our last fire drill / evacuation. It's just difficult. That topped with the issues that we're having with ACs. We have three continuous classrooms that don't have ACs that are working. And if it's a bad morning, we'll have 2 other English classrooms that are not working. And I didn't include the CNA classroom, just issues that come up. Some of them from the old building and some surprisingly with the new building. This morning I got there and the office area was down, you could just feel the heat. Gladly it was just turn on the knob and it came up and things started to work better. But these issues don't help because you're trying to get the day going and what have you, and you're moving without an auditorium. That issue that's been going on for a while. We're having to use the cafeteria, and at one point we've had up to 3 different classes in 3 areas of the auditorium. Gladly, we have these LCDs, the new technology, that's pretty awesome because you take the class wherever you want to. But we're trying to instill procedure, process, start the first 10 days of school as best as you can. You're supposed to have a classroom where you have procedure sets, where we're trying to start a procedure where the student comes in and places their phone on a caddy or what have you, and then goes and sits down, so that we don't have the phones messing with our instruction. The kids use the phones for everything, but they really come into play with instruction, and they, whether we like it or not, communicate, and it just leads to other problems, right? Because they have the technology that they need with the computers, so they really don't need the phone. But when you have classes that have to be moving around because of the AC issue or whatever, you can't really utilize all those procedures that you want in place, that you want to see in every class. But we're moving forward. We're trying to be as sensitive as we can because from day one, we have students growing and going through issues, and we want to be able to have a procedure where when we approach the child because the vaping alert went off or what have you, or there's a disagreement, we want to be as sensitive as we can with the student so that we can help build and grow the student. So therefore, we're trying to do a little bit more of conflict resolution using the counselors already in the first 10 days of school. And I think from the experience that we had last year, if you spend a little bit extra time doing that, you're building the skills that you give the students so that they can apply it in the future. We're trying to, again, to build, along with the vision that success is a habit, to build the habits in the classroom. We want to see, we're getting feedback from the team, and we want to start with the teacher, continue to use the rules, the procedures, continue to post the various objectives, continue to try to work it bell to bell. We're trying to impose that, remind the teachers the best we can, even though we don't have the PA system that we need, for example, to get to everybody. We continue to use the Remind app for reminders as well. We started, and we didn't start the first day, we started before with high school, with the games, with the events for the seniors, with trying to get the seniors organized again, because, by the time day one gets here, they need to have been running all along. And we've been doing the best that we can. We organized a lot of our committees because, like it was pointed out, it seemed like maybe there was a culture issue, but I think we can address it better when we have buy-in. So we met with, throughout, we met with the teachers and staff, and we said, okay, what do you want to be a part of? That's your ticket out. You sign up where you want to be a part of, because we need you to help more. And we want you to be in the committee that you want to be in, so that you will help more, hopefully. So we're working through that. We've had several events. Again, if you see our Facebook, you'll see images there, including lately the senior sunrise, the parents' night. We're getting ready already for Hog Fest. Hopefully we'll have a good showing with that. Finally got the Javelina sign down so that they can start working on that. We want to invite you all to come bring your money during Hog Fest and buy tacos. We continue to, it's always adjust. You know that you're behind from last week. You come into work and you come in with your list. Well, guess what? Hopefully you get to the list. You got plenty of other things that are coming in place. I'm hoping that we'll be able to move forward and hire the positions that we have for the vacancies, because boy, we really need them. But you have to adjust and overcome. So we have, for example, Ms. Solonsky, who's the head of electives and CTE. She's helping to create lessons and what have you for the health class that we're gonna end up closing, but that's the leadership that she was providing. We have Mr. Baxter and his background with dyslexia. When he was moved over, we made sure that he left behind plenty of lessons for that. And of course, now we have Ms. Ivy helping with that. We have Mr. Adrian Perez, who's the leader of the special ed department, also creating lesson plans for the resource class. We were going to go with the AIM program in the resource class, but we've since decided that we can find a person to take over the resource class. But in the interim, we have a substitute teacher, and she can follow the lesson plan with that, so that we don't lose instruction time. So we adjust and overcome. We have plenty of inclusion. We have right now only Mr. Palomo, but we're gonna adjust with that also. We just need to see if we can vet the applicants, get a good applicant to you all, hopefully for your approval, and an applicant who this time, if you approve them, will stay with us. Because the last one that you approved resigned immediately. That's basically what we have. Adjustments, a lot of activities, and we'll continue to work it.
Invite them to your volleyball game tomorrow. The volleyball girls are flying real high. They go past at 6 before they start district. I think they're 13-2.
They're doing real awesome. Yo sé que es importante, yo,
Mr. Delgado,
bueno,
what's the status of your PA system and your air conditions? I mean, have you submitted, have you heard from somebody or working on them or?
we have, I have, Mr. Perez, Henry Perez on speed dial. He's awesome. He'll be right there. Of course, when you got I text and I make sure we send her the work orders. And most of the time, everything is just a switch, a breaker. I don't know why the breakers are going off. Usually with a new system, with a new building. But some of the old ones, no, they have to order, a pump, a valve, the old mouth wing. Those are gonna take a while. They've been out for a while. So, Corina is in lab 308. Alejandro is the main one in the cafeteria. Those two are the ones that I'm mostly worried about because they've been there for a while already. That's on the ACs.
They're in the process of trying to fix them.
They've been ordered, it's just gonna take a while. It's not gonna take. I don't know what they're saying.
They've been ordered.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Delgado.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you, sir.
Are we going to go see them also?
Excuse me? No, I just want to know,
I
you were
can,
there to assist their principals?
they're on A.
ADA report, man, just very quickly.
ADA report, our average attendance as of September the 8th is at 95%. We're doing very well with attendance.
All right, people, B, agenda items for the next board meeting. I was informing Ms. Briones that item should be the last one before adjournment. So I'm gonna, right now, skip that one and go to C, 45-minute lunch schedule, ma'am.
Matthew, 45-minute lunch, can you give us, he's over here, Robert?
I was just gonna say, he's like, we were visiting, on Monday, we had a principals meeting, and, the principals voiced, a concerns, I guess, or just ideas, and, they're floating their thoughts of their campus. I got those ones on side text. It was brought to our attention by the principals that some of the staff were concerned, or it just wasn't brought to their attention whether they wanted to choose a 45-minute lunch or not. I know it was brought up by the board, and then in the next meeting, they rolled it over and we implemented it. So the staff just wanted to have a voice. I know, so then what we did is Ms. Vidones asked Mr. Moreno to go ahead and do a staff survey of the entire district. And we ran the survey and it came back with a result of 70% of the district wanting to reverse and go back to the 30-minute lunch. We have about 342 employees. We got 202 responses. So we had 202 participants, and we had 70% of the staff that wanted to reverse and go back to last year's schedule, which would give them a 30-minute lunch and come out at 4, as opposed to 30% of the staff that wanted to keep the 45-minute lunch and come out at 4:15. So just wanted to.
What was the problem? I mean, because I mean,
So
we kind of did it because I mean, at the beginning, we had some people who were saying, I mean, we don't have enough time to eat. And I understand, I mean, we said, okay, let's try it. I mean, back in 1991, I mean, when I was transferred to Fly Junior High, the superintendent was Mr. Serna. And he said, we're having a lot of issues. I'm gonna put you right here. what do you want? The first thing that I said, we'll cut the lunch hour. At that time, the lunch hour was 1 hour, and it was open campus, so kids would go all over. That helped me by cutting it in half, and I know I had a lot of teachers jumping on me because they were having, so we did that, we did the fencing, but I know in the past we had some teachers say, well, I mean, we don't have enough time. One of the things that also, when I was there at Fly, I mean, cutting the lunch 30 minutes helped us because, I mean, you eat and you go back to class, especially at junior high and high school. On the elementaries, I mean, I don't know if that's happening.
So
We're trying to help some of the people that were asking for it, so.
My question is, prior to moving this, did we ever do a survey like we did?
no, that's why they wanted to have a voice.
So we kind of jumped the gun.
We jumped.
Per se, yeah, that's-
We jumped.
We're trying to help out,
Yeah, por eso digo.
Yeah, but considering
We
the,
didn't do a survey, but if you went out, 90% of the people, we want more lunch, we want more minutes, we want this, we want that, we want this. I mean, I would go to Zavala, 90% want longer lunch. Then when they saw the 15 minutes extra, that's when.
I can go a little bit by each campus. I know Zavala brought up the concern again.
It's no big.
Extended the.
I have 24 hours to eat, so.
The thing about it was, and I guess the main issue at each campus was, for example, the secondary campuses, the night period is not starting till 3:30. And by then, most of our kids are kind of shutting it down. I know at the, I was able to help at, at DTR one of the days, and by the time that last bus came back from route, it was close to 4:30. And that was the first bus. They still needed 2 more buses to arrive with students that were getting picked up. And everything, they've been averaging around 4:45 to 5 o'clock when the last bus shows up. And we still gotta find those parents come up. I know at the junior high, because of cafeteria space, as of right now, we're trying to adjust that. And hopefully we can fix that in a little bit. But as of right now, 3 45-minute lunches. That takes Ms. Rodriguez and Ms. Flanagan away from monitoring the campus because they have to be at lunch duty for close to 2.5 hours, throughout the day. So they start their lunch duties at 11 and don't end until about 1:30, 1:27, because they have to be at those 3 different lunches. And at the high school, I did observe. Our athletic boys, they're getting out at 3:40 by the time they're starting to work out in the dead of the heat, and it's just those minor things, but I guess the voice of the people, you can kind
Their
of.
lunch.
I mean, we don't have a problem with it. I mean, if we change this, Madrones,
Next agenda.
when we have to put it on the agenda because we didn't approve it, right?
no, it's a recommendation. So we will, we'll meet tomorrow to see, because there's several things that we have to adjust. It's, that we have to take into consideration, bus routes, conferences, all of that. So,
But it's all administrative.
it's all administrative.
Yeah, we didn't vote on it, we just kind of recommended it and we put it.
I have a question. I recommended you go back to the 30 minutes, but keep them 6 weeks, 15 minutes extra, so they won't be asking. No, I'm just kidding.
One thing we can do, ma'am, is maybe we we pay the lunch for the teachers and teacher aides. And maybe we negotiate with the food service people
Yes, sir.
about doing that for us.
Are we what?
Pay for lunches?
Pay for the lunch for the teachers and teacher aides.
They pay?
They pay their own, so maybe we can address that issue.
Can you include school board members?
No. No. We gotta pay our own.
We can take a look in, we will look into it.
See, the positive side is that.
Once a week?
teachers go eat in the cafeteria where the students see them, they're gonna act more appropriate. Okay, I know, because the years I spent in all the campuses, I ate in the cafeterias, and I know having the teachers there have an impact.
Yeah, when, yeah, but at that time we were serving enchiladas and all that, little nuggets.
How many ways?
Working on that too, okay, but anyway, all right. Ma'am, let's go to, any more comments on the lunch? Okay, sir? No?
Just right quick, so by when will you roll it over?
Hopefully no later than Wednesday
When?
of this, yeah.
Monday? You have to notify
You
the
have to
parents.
formalize it, notify the parents so probably not until
Now I'm gonna have
next
to
week.
take care of my grandkids in 15 minutes extra.
There you go.
Oh, wait, no.
Keep them at 6 was the 15 minutes extra.
Okay. Let's go to item 10, informational items. We have, update on instructional coaches designation for 2023-2024 school year. Zavala County Appraisal District report, business office report, school service reports, CCISD Police Department report, Butcher Club financial statements, legal fees, and our updates on summer projects, and then, of course, agenda items for the next board meeting.
Mr. Bonilla, so we'll have the coaches give us a brief update of their designations for 2023-24 school year. Ladies, will you stand over here? Thank you. And Mr. Baxter?
Where's Jesse Fajardo with the camera?
Just your introduction first. Okay.
Something brief.
I'm Robin Jones, and I'm the instructional coach for pre-K 3 through 5th grade RLA reading.
Guadalupe Tapia, pre-K 3 through 5th grade math.
Chaz Baxter, 6th grade through high school math.
Dolores Garza Loli, and RLA from 6th grade through high school.
Veronica R. McNeil, science, 3rd grade through 8th grade. So the new reassignments is allowing us to focus on our content that we are assigned. We all have different contents and we all have different grade levels. So during our instructional rounds, we're able to monitor and ensure that our grade levels are vertically aligned.
And we also get to see across the campuses that we serve, how the district initiatives are being interpreted and how they're being implemented within each campus. That's real beneficial to us. And we also get to see the gaps between grade levels and in the certain content that we serve.
Yeah, year after year, we get to look at with the teachers, specifically in the students' data, closing those gaps. So what that's gonna take, what it's gonna look like, all the way from our special pops kids to GT kids to bubble kids, if you even go to ASLs, all the ones that hit so many times, as we know in POC testing, we can actually look at that data and give strategies for our teachers to help with those gaps.
What subjects are you doing, sir?
6 through 12 math.
And it also allows, our schedule allows us to dig deeper into the research-based strategies. We're spending a lot of time with looking for those practices that we can in turn share with the teachers that will produce more student engagement and give us our our levels from the coaches, did not meet the coaches, and move them up the scale. It also allows us time to grow our teachers by being able to complete a coaching cycle of those needing extra help, and we can be more specific and add to those teacher toolboxes. And we are really benefiting from sitting together and discussing what we work with to grow our teachers, that really bring us cohesively together. Being here allows us more time to be specific and centralized, focused.
Okay, so basically what Lodi had said, it just allows us coaches to collaborate with each other. You know, we're working with somebody and we might have an issue or something that we're not too familiar. Hey, Loli, how do we get to this? Or Vero, help us with this. And so there's a lot of collaboration within ourselves and help each other with, or strengthen our own tools that we need help with. So it helps us improve our areas that we need strengthening as well, ourselves as coaches.
So I'm gonna ask a very important question. Who handles social studies?
Social studies is the Region 20 is being handled by Region 20, Anna Simpson. She's coming in and helping with social studies.
And we support also, because they reach out to us and we don't deny anybody. So if a social studies teacher asks us for something near there, then we help also support. Because in some instances, they want a little bit of feedback right away, or a question, and we're here for them.
So, of course, the reason I asked the question is because even back in my time, we were always felt, we were like the arrimados, the stepchildren, and I hope it hasn't come back to that pensamiento, because I was at the high school when instructional coaches were first brought into the district, and I recognized the importance of the instructional coach. And we had one, the instructional coach dealt with social studies and the language arts. And we met with the instructional coach as a department, okay, once a week, every week. The instructional coach would come into the meeting and meet, that way kill two birds, one stone, help us out as a department and help out the teachers individually. So I'm curious, what about science?
That's Mrs. McNeil.
High school?
I believe Matthew. Matthew's doing biology.
Oh, there's one missing.
I have a question. I haven't read the whole thing, I didn't have time, but there's a recurring theme through Ms. Briones' district improvement plan, and it's one of her problems that she sees is the lack of rigor and depth in teaching. Are y'all prepared to address that problem, and if you don't see it, make it happen?
Yeah, we're already looking, once, of course, we get DMAG up to date, vetting the tests, getting the different DOKs, tier 1s versus tier 2 and tier 3 students, what we're really trying to attack for enrichments versus core classes, and really making sure that we're getting those higher depth of knowledge questions embedded into the CBAs, so that when we're looking at our data, we know it's going to be qualitative. Yes, ma'am.
We've had very good reception. They've really appreciated the information that we're giving them and providing for them, and also the initiatives of the district, which are the collaborative discourse and the reteach opportunities, all of those that are being talked about, and we're working with them. And I have felt nothing except really great acceptance for the challenge of getting to that next level.
You're picked for a reason, so we applaud you.
We love what we do.
Do you all, work with all the teachers, or you're identifying teachers that their scores might have been very low? The new teachers and the problematic teachers?
We, together with the superintendent, we have the new teachers. The first 3 weeks were very important in what we did, and I'm going to say that the department that I'm with right now, they were very receptive. I had a talk with Mr. Delgado today about how when I went in and I gave them feedback and we talked about specifics to be able to have better classroom management, everything that I had suggested, it was implemented. I'm so proud. She rocked it. And I told her I really appreciate it, just to actively monitor. And that took away so many problems that she didn't realize. So the specific talks that we have is to develop and strengthen those teachers in the weak areas. Yes, sir.
Do you have time to mentor the new teachers?
Our focus is the brand new teachers and teachers needing support to get to the next level on test.
Yes, sir.
Wasn't that one thing that we approved, Rich Campus to have a mentor?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So has that already been set up by the campus principals?
The campus administrators will sit and visit with them, because we're waiting. For us, in the instructional realm, we have to get these 3 weeks done. We'll be done this Friday. Then we sit and regroup and look at how are we going to tier the teachers, who is going to need help. I've done my own tiering. The coaches and I have sat in collaboration and have tiered the teachers. And then we have one last meeting with the campus administrators, which we discussed this week. We'll do one last tiering, and then we'll get the feedback from the coaches, because we've all been conducting walkthroughs, all of us collecting different types of data. We will reorganize our teams, and then we will say, okay, this is the need, or these are the needs, and these are how many content mentors we're going to need. The content mentors will not be the coaches. The coaches have their job to do. The mentors are going to be from the campus. Yes.
But that's gonna be in the subjects of reading and math.
Reading, math, science, and social studies.
Okay. Who is gonna be taking care of the other teachers? I mean, like your sped teachers, and I know last year we had a lot of problems with some of the special ed teachers that we had. I think we recruited some good teachers this year. I mean, but I know there's a couple of teachers that are not in any of those areas, but I know they need support.
So for specialized programs like bilingual and special, those have to be district mentors. Because we can't just focus on content. We have to actually focus on the program goal and objectives.
And like I mentioned before, I mean, like with people, it's really not to document, but to identify their weakness and maybe provide support, written 20, or somebody here in the office to help them succeed.
I know that if it's a resource teacher, a special ed resource teacher, and they're teaching math or reading, that would be something also that we could over there and.
In terms of content, they can help. But in terms of program and objectives, if programs and objectives, like a standards-based IEP, which is a programmatic issue, if that happens to be the issue, then we need the district to provide a different kind of support than just the content-based support. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Guerrero is gonna give us an update on the summer projects.
Mr. Fernandez?
Can we go to the cafeteria, or
We'll take care of that after we do take care of the summer
what
projects.
comes after?
Only because it's a presentation.
We have a little two-page handout. Yes, and that kind of gives you a little summary of what's been going on with our summer projects that we have going on. I'll let Jesse address the fire alarm upgrade.
On the fire alarm upgrade, you approved it on May the 15th. We had to walk through with the engineers and their techs to walk through all the areas and IDFs. And right now, it's just a matter of getting the equipment in. We thought this project would be done during the summer. We were hoping it would be done during the summer, but for some reason, it's taking much longer time to get the equipment. Of course, we're not the only school district that's implementing upgrades on the fire alarm system. So a start date of September the 18th is the date that I was given that we would start the project. So hopefully that still remains true. The other concerning issue for the high school is the PA system. That is in the works, and that's going to be part of this project. We have a connection of 3 campuses, Benito Juarez, Tomas Rivera Elementary, and Zavala, which are going to be joined with a PA system that will handle all 3 campuses.
Sir, I'm sorry, on the fire alarm market, you say start date September 18?
Yes, sir.
You know how long that'll be?
That would take at least a month.
Sir, can I ask him some things on safety?
These are some.
Is it with these or some separate?
I'm gonna wait till after the police department, but since they're up there, I'm pretty sure.
What is it about in general? Because let them give the report, and then we'll tag it on.
On the PA system, I don't have an actual start date, so we're still in pending mode, waiting for the equipment to arrive, and then they'll give us a timetable. The other issue is the keys, and so we don't want to be issuing out hard, actual metal keys. So the access control system is already in play. There's still a couple of doors. So we're like 85% complete on the system. I've been told by the vendor that they should complete by this Friday. I think we have a few doors. There's one at Benito Juarez, the front door, two at the Sterling Fly, one door at Zavala, and one door at Tomas Rivera. And in these cases, some of the lines were cut previously by work that was being done on the doors, and so that the equipment wasn't working right, especially like the A-foam, which you buzz in, that let you in. They weren't working, so they had to work on those and then go back to the card readers. So that one, we're hoping that by 15, that project is completed. The other project that was just completed, and this was as of Friday of last week, is the IP phone system. It's 100% operational. So any of the glitches, any of the phone drops that we were having have all been taken care of. We've done all the upgrades and all the firmware on the voice systems and the IP phones, so that's all complete. And my next project is the E-rate project, which will start probably October the 2nd, and the board had approved that, I believe, in January, probably around January, I forget the date.
You and every other school district wants it. These things.
Yes, this is category 2, and it's all equipment. It's basic maintenance, internal connections, network switches, and some other related equipment. We're also going to be getting an updated system for the battery backup that we have. The one that we have failed on us about 10 years ago. And so right now we're just bypassing it, running electricity. If the power goes out, that system dies, but we have a smaller backup battery that would last at least 2 hours. And that's plenty of time for AEP to get it back up. But if it goes any longer than that, then all our systems get shut down. Again, that project will start October the 2nd, and they should complete it by the end of November.
The other projects that we had, as you all know, that y'all approved, was the interior door project to upgrade all the hardware on classroom doors, and that has been completed. We do have some minor issues that's coming up with some of the tumblers in the doors, but we expect the vendor to be back this week to address some of those warranty issues. They are under warranty, so they will repair them. We have a few doors that are still affected. There's 3 doors affected at the high school, 4 doors at LDZ, 3 doors at BJ that still need to be addressed. But we'll take care of those hopefully this week. The exterior door project as well has also been completed at 100%. All the doors were upgraded with new hardware. Some of the doors and frames were replaced to meet the specifications that we needed to make sure that they were safe and secure. So all that has been done. All that work's been done. It's been done and completed. We do have one exterior door at the LDZ at the gym that is not functioning, and the same vendor will be back and address that.
Which campus?
There's LDZ, the gym in the rear. There's one door that doesn't open correctly. You have to kind of fidget with it a little bit, but it doesn't create a concern for us because there is 2 doors there, so you still have an exit. You still have a way out. So it's not a safety concern at this time. The fencing project, we're about 90% complete with the majority of the paneling because it's already been installed in the perimeter of the campuses. What we're lacking is the gates, right? Some of the gates have been completed, they've been already installed. Some of them have been created, and by the fence, they need the little runners and the railings that go with it. But the problem is that we're running out of materials. That's the problem. So right now, we're just waiting on materials to come in and we can start that up again, right? The next phase of that project is going to be to establish power to them and establish some type of electronic control to the gates, and so we can get a full functional. So that'll be the next phase, and we'll bring it up to y'all for approval.
I have a question, sir. The fencing between the Housing Authority and Tomas Rivera, That's already set up, it's already been.
Yes, sir. It's all complete, that panel set, yeah. And then the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk with the vendor. He's gonna visit with us and I'm gonna walk with the vendor and make sure that all the panels are tight and secured and welded right. So that's gonna be the little next thing I'm gonna do. Sir?
But when did y'all fix all these stuff? Was it last week, today?
What's up, sir?
Well, let me tell you what I have, and I don't know if y'all have plans B or not, but what I understand from last week, and they bothered me for 3 days, Zavala did not have a card. Any of the cards were working on the second door?
We've been working on it, sir. Yes, sir.
So you are working on it?
Yes, we've been working on them. And right now, at this point that we're at right now, there's 3 doors right now that are giving us problems because of what Jesse mentioned. Some of the wires were cut or something. So we have a door at BJ, we have a door which is the front door. We have the east side door at Zavala. The front doors should be working already. It's the side door now for Zavala that's not functioning correctly.
Do we have a plan B in case a shooter comes and everybody has to go in through that door?
Well, we have our administrators and our police officers have keys to get through there, hard keys. Yes, sir.
Okay, the second one I have is that junior high, only one card was working for the whole campus.
We got that one ready. Okay. All right.
So you got that working.
Yes, sir.
Third thing I have, parents were calling me and they were pretty upset because they couldn't get to the junior high principal because she didn't have her phone working.
It's working, sir. It's working.
That's taken care of
That's
up
part of the
today.
upgrades and the firmware that we were doing.
And then you said that in case there's electricity, the way I understand it, those cars will freeze, they won't work anymore.
If we have a lack of electricity, yes,
If
sir.
there's a thunderstorm, electricity goes off, I understand those cards won't work anymore.
No, sir.
So what happens when they don't?
Back to our hard keys, sir.
So I'm coming in Zavala, I say Zavala because I was there 33 years. 6 o'clock in the morning, there's a thunderstorm. There's a whole bunch of kids coming in. And everybody's gonna go through that door and the officer and the principal are gonna open that door and you're talking about 400 people going all through just one door.
Well, no, sir, they can open all the doors with the keys. They use all the cafeteria doors to let people in the front door. Yes, sir. We don't just.
So, okay, back to, I understand that the back doors of Zavala are not supposed to be open. They're not supposed to be, or they
We don't
can?
use them, but we only use them for emergency exits. Yes, sir.
So once again, a thunderstorm happens and the cards don't work. Only Mr. Flores and the principal will have keys to open that door.
Yes, sir. The rear doors?
Well, Zavala, the way I understand, only the front door and the back door are the ones that can open with the cards.
No, sir. We have the front door, the second front door, and then we have the east side door that can open with cards for entry points.
So in case the thunderstorm comes and the card doesn't work, we already have everything planned to get all the kids.
We have our keys to help us out. Yes, sir.
But he's saying, is there a plan? Do the teachers and kids know where to go?
Well, they can exit, man. The cards don't keep you from exiting.
The way I see it, and I could be wrong, I mean, thunderstorm hits, none of the cards are working, Noemi's sick that day, Flores is running crazy. They have the keys, and this guy wakes up with a rifle and decides to go to Zavala. You're talking about 500 students. Are they going to be protected if there's no cards working?
Well, they're going to be inside the campus, sir. They'll be protected.
Again, I'm saying Noemi's absent, Flores is going to be running.
I think you missed the point that I just heard him say that the doors open to go out, okay? If the cards go down, people can't go in unless they have the keys. But if it's emergency for our kids and staff to get out, they can put the door open.
Imagine 500 kids all trying.
Oh, I mean, there's gonna be several doors.
3 doors. This guy's not gonna respect. He's gonna go to a door and start banging people.
Okay, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
It's up to you guys to do what you want to, but the way I'm seeing it, we gotta have a concrete plan B, not just,
Our administration, here at the administration building, our administrators will roll out to the campuses to assist with anything that's happening. So there'll be plenty of keys out there, plenty of administrators to open doors. Once you're inside, you can open all the doors that you need to get people.
I mean, I'm not trying to say y'all can't do it, but
I believe you guys presented to us the safety plan, gives, that you guys plan for different scenarios.
Yes.
I would plan for plan B, plan C, because
Let me ask you,
kids, that's what's happening, right? That's the way I see it.
I don't know if I heard this or on classrooms that have a door between each other,
Yes, sir.
are they gonna be closed, or I thought of
What
that?
we're gonna do is we're gonna, the plan of action is to put a door lock, a door handle that has keys on both sides.
Okay.
Each teacher will have a key.
So
on
that
each side.
if somebody comes in like, well, they can't go into the other classroom.
Yes. Yeah, that's our plan of action for that. It'll be a total of 12 doors that will be addressed for that one.
Can I just ask, did we ever get the K computers?
Which computers?
Computers for the K program?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
They're already in place.
Yes,
sir.
What about the ones for the teachers?
They're already in place, all of them, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Or maybe we can look, ask him under business office report, sir, but not under safety.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, sir, now, who would, Mrs. Espinosa address that issue to, reference
Service
to the-
report to Ms. Garcia.
Who?
Mrs. Garcia?
Sir?
What?
The cake question?
No, the.
Oh, no, I want to comment on the food service report.
Oh, but I think you had a question about the computers.
Well, they already answered it.
Okay, all righty.
Ms. Briones, is this confidential since most security is? I'll put it in that file.
So you're gonna be asking a question about what now?
Cafeteria.
Ma'am?
Okay. Ma'am, let me be honest, we've been asking for the cafeteria people to give us a menu of what's being served. This is what we got on the agenda, to go buy a magnifying glass.
What page is that?
See, how can we get something that we can read? I mean, I tried very hard.
186, Sammy.
And I tried working with it because there's a
Well,
way that you can mess it.
can you ask them to,
I will ask
I mean,
Mr. Garcia.
this guy's, I think I don't know, I mean, like, they don't care. I mean, last year we almost got rid of the company. And we asked them for a menu and this and that, and, I mean, I don't know if your office is getting something better, like a calendar that says what.
I know that they used to make a really pretty one, I will ask them, but I know that this is what is online. If you go into the district website and the different campus websites, there is an area where you can look for menus, and that is how they pop up in the website. But I will talk to Mr. Garcia about getting.
Talk to him and maybe, I mean, to ask him that the board members would like to get a copy, a readable, and sometimes parents will ask, I mean, do you know what's
To make sure that it's not.
The only positive thing right now is that the ink is darker.
Well,
That's all right.
not
But
here.
now it's small.
Well, here he is, but on the numbers, it's
Right,
not. It's the same
Yes, the
thing.
menus are very small, and I did have to use a magnifying glass to see what they were serving at the different campuses, so, but it's a beginning, it's darker. It's darker ink, we just need to have it bigger.
I'll talk to Mr. Garcia.
Okay.
Since my principal didn't want my 45 minutes, but no. Do you know who's keeping the tab to see if the food has been improving? That's what we told them last year, to make sure that our food improved for the students and the teachers and anybody else who ate there? You know who's keeping a tap on that?
I can reach out to Mr. Garcia and I.
So if not, so we can get rid of that company, because I didn't like their attitude, the way they were there, smackering, and look at how they send you that report. To me, they don't care about us.
And we can conduct surveys for the students to see how the students are feeling about the food, what they think about the food.
Maybe now that we.
Yeah.
I know sorry. Will
I was
this
gonna say that
person that we hire,
nutrition manager, yes, this.
she will be monitoring that?
Come on real quick. I know we asked for a food snack for the high school kids that they don't eat. And I was wondering, was a food snack done for the high school?
A snack bar? Snack bar?
That's what we asked them for.
They have a salad bar here, right here. They have an à la carte.
I don't want them to go empty. They'll go play a football game. They don't eat breakfast, need lunch, and they have to go 4 quarters on an empty stomach.
They have their pre-meal. They have a pre-meal.
Thank you, ma'am.
But ma'am, it's a good point about the survey. Maybe we can do one for the students
And for the-
every 6 weeks, maybe? That way we can have one, a running survey.
And now that the students have their own email, it's a lot easier to run
There you
a
go.
survey that way, so.
If you do a survey for the kids, they're gonna say, Monday chicken nuggets, Tuesday chicken nuggets.
Okay. Any other comments or questions in reference to the informational items? No? Okay, let's go ahead and, like I said, at the next regular agenda, the agenda items for next board meetings will be, in this case, would be I. So agenda items for the next board meeting.
Please, 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 the restrooms for the tennis courts. We've held on too long. We started talking about them last January. I was there Labor Day. There was about 60 kids. And it's a disgrace that we cannot provide restroom, whether portable or any other kind of restroom for our kids. It is a big disgrace on us, the team of 8.
What?
The team of 8, we're not doing anything about it. We talked about it last January, February, March, April, May, June, July.
I just didn't hear the phrase, sir.
Monday?
I didn't hear the phrase that you used.
The team of 8, we should get on it, prioritize it. I was there Labor Day for about 30 minutes. It's ridiculous the way, it's inhumane the way those kids are being treated.
That's one. And any other items that you would like to see? So what was the one you mentioned at the last meeting?
I mentioned about discussing the 45-minute lunch.
Oh, yeah, okay, we got that one. Anybody else?
Well, I had requested, but I don't know, I mean, if I submit that way, on what Mr. Espinosa is saying, we had a meeting back in April or no, February, which was the athletic maintenance updates. There's a couple of things, I mean, that.
I gave you a copy of it.
That have not been addressed, so put it in.
Your athletics maintenance.
There's a lot that have been done here, but I mean, I know we put like on the track field, on the track. And
it's in the copy that I gave you.
For next week, for next month, Gabriel, right?
Yeah.
This is for next month?
That's what we said we were gonna do, and I haven't seen anything on the tennis courts.
A lot of them have been done, but we can bring this and see what's been done and not.
Sure.
So real quick, if you may, maybe we can bring up discussions about.
It's not our money, we should.
Setting up some after-school clubs or something, maybe at the high school?
Or in
any campus, maybe.
Promote the idea of.
After-school clubs for students. Not everybody's like an athlete.
That's a good one, sir.
Maybe try taking the restroom away from your house, see how it feels. those kids are going through right now that you're going like this. Take it away and see where you're gonna go and see how it feels. That's how those kids are going through right now, sir. So I wouldn't be going costly or anything. They need it.
I wasn't making fun, Gabriel.
Oh, yes, you were. You look like this.
Oh, so I have a feria, and this is the reason I'm saying, you know what, I'm not even gonna go there when we discuss it.
Okay.
You were making fun of it.
I just said so I have a feria.
Hey, it went like this, like it's gonna cost money.
Okay.
It's not your money.
Just
Sure.
close the meeting.
Well, tell him something. You always tell me, tell him.
All right, that's it in reference to items for the next board meeting.
No, we can talk about performance, accountability.
Oh.
Yeah.
When are we gonna get the test results
Officially, the 26th and the 28th.
of September?
For us.
So we should have them by the next board meeting.
So maybe,
Right.
Well, the next board meeting.
That would be automatic, that would be automatic, so they'll be in the agenda. That's what you meant, right, ma'am?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, they'll be in the agenda next month for sure. All right, item 11, adjournment.
Motion.
Motion made by VP Cruz to adjourn. There a second?
Second.
Second made by member Sam Houston. All right, let's go and take a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand.
Just in front of
1, 2, 3. Voting to adjourn.
That's the most critical thing that can
Okay,
happen
how many in favor?
for the district in the state of Texas.
4.
Yeah.
thank you guys, voted to
4 in
adjourn.
favor, who's against? You're against, ma'am, to adjourn?
I was ready to go a long time ago.
You're against?
No, we're looking forward to it.
Okay, appreciate it, that when I asked, no, I did, man, I did ask politely. Okay, all right, so, no against, motion passes 6-0, adjourn, and the time is, ma'am?
9:10.
And how about that other fool that keeps?
Miss,